Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here again. I wanted to follow up with another part of Adam 3's question related to seahorse health and die-off, and I'm going to be focusing on the density of brine shrimp to add to a dwarf seahorse tank. That is a topic that can get a little bit tricky. The general recommendation for an appropriate level of brine shrimp density in an aquarium for your dwarf seahorse is to make it look like a cloud or snow globe. So I'm going to show some various levels of density to give you an idea of what that looks like. You'll see here, this is pretty dense, and it's much more dense than I normally keep my levels at. This is a time right after I was transitioning from a week's worth of enriched brine shrimp and getting ready to start a new batch in a new enrichment vessel. So I just added the remnants of the shrimp that were still in the previous vessel, and so it's pretty dense right here, but it doesn't need to be this dense. Then here's another extreme. You can see it's really light, very sparse. I do let my tank go between cycles of heavier and lighter. It sometimes has to do with my work schedule and how often I'm able to hatch out new brine shrimp, but I noticed that having these cycles of highly dense levels versus very low dense levels does seem to mimic something in nature and causes the dwarf seahorses to produce or reproduce pretty regularly. However, my happy medium is more of what you see here. And I try to start off my mornings feeding a generous amount. And if you look at the sieve that I have here with some brine shrimp in it, I'm guessing I have about a 1/4 teaspoon measurable in there, but that's about how much I need to get a good density in my 10-gallon aquarium. And when you look at the aquarium after I add that brine shrimp, this is a good density I like to start off my day with. And then depending on how much food is left by the evening, I might add a second dose. And most of the time I do add a lighter second dose, and I don't make it too much just because it won't be long before the lights start going down and the seahorses stop feeding for the evening, and I don't want to have unenriched brine shrimp or shrimp that it's losing its nutrition swimming around at night in the aquarium. So basically you want to look that is like a snow globe for most of the time, but it is okay if occasionally it goes heavier or a little lighter than this. When I do go lighter, it's usually not more than half of a day, but most of the time I aim for this level of density. I hope you found this useful. If you have other questions or suggestions for video ideas, I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.